Hey guys, Kakarot197 again. This time with an unboxing of the high-grade Cosmic Era Infinite Justice Gundam from the Gundam Seed Destiny series, provided to me by my favorite online hobby store, Hobbling Japan. Links to buy your own Infinite Justice down below. And I think this is very much going to be a model kit you're gonna wanna buy. And it already starts with that amazing looking box art. It's really showing off what you're getting with this thing. A lot of beam effect parts, superb articulation, and totally the ability to beat up the Destiny Gundam. Then on the side, we get all of those accessories and gimmicks explained to us. Just look at those joints in the hips. I just hope they're going to be as solid as they're badass looking. If that is the case, then I think this is going to be a very, very good model kit. Also, this thing was made around the same time as the Beyond Global, a model kit that was kind of marketed for being the culmination of 40 years of Gunpla technology, a super articulated thing, and just by looking at the box, I'm getting the feeling that if I had to choose between this thing or the Beyond Global as being the culmination of Gunpla technology with superb articulation, my money would kind of be on this thing. Also, one thing that I'm kind of wondering about is how they're going to be doing the beam saber and how they're going to be combining into the beam staff. I've seen like 2 different ways they did it in the past. Well, kind of 3 if you're including just not being able to combine at all, which is what they did with the old Freedom Gundam, the 1/144 scale high-grade version. So one thing they did with the master grades was they kind of clicked together. Then the old 1/100 scale high grades had like a piece that went in between where you like slit them into, but this quite clearly isn't doing any of those. So it seems like we're just gonna get the 2 beam sabers separately as separate parts, and then the combined beam saber as one piece, like even though we're not getting it listed amongst the weapons. But then on the other side, we get a quick overview of the Infinite Justice history, and we get to see him in action. So then, with the box right up again, let's see what is inside of this box. Starting off with the multicolored A-Runner, and we're already getting a good taste of what's in store for us. We get all of the main colors of the Justice. We have the purple, the green accents that, I mean, I know a lot of people like them, but I also know there are people out there like me who don't quite like him. Then we've got some yellow and also some silver. Now, even though this isn't coated, it does look pretty good as far as molded silver goes. It is like that gold that we got with the Lacus Klein figure. Also, what is really good about the silver parts, the Vulcan guns are molded separately. That is always such a nice thing to see on high grades. Moving on to the B1 and the B2 runners, and we get some more silver parts. Again, they definitely look the part, but if you have some silver paint, you can really make this model kit shine. Then on the C1 and the C2 runner, at first glance you might not notice anything too special here. But this runner tells us that they didn't do something that they quite often do nowadays with modern high grades that I absolutely hate. No hollow parts on the feet, and that is especially important on a mobile suit like the Infinite Justice that is famous for shark kicking his enemies. So very good job on that, Bandai. Then on the D1 and the D2 runners, we get some of the only gray parts on this entire model kit, and we also get some really cool black parts, which form a nice contrast with the E1 and the E2 runner. And here we get the answer to the question that I asked in the beginning. We do get separate beam sabers, and we also get a combined version. And of all of the ways to do it, this is not only the easiest for Bandai to do, but also the easiest for us to do, and it probably also looks the best. And talking about good looking, we get the black F1 and F2 runners. Moving on to the purple G runner, which is exclusively for the backpack. And then the final two runners we're getting, the H1 and H2 runners, are all very cool looking beam effect parts. I also like how even the beam sabers are not the usual beam sabers we're getting, but they're actually slightly curved. Now let's compare that to the normal standard beam sabers we're getting, and it seems like they are ever so slightly shorter. Other than that, then we also get a wire for the grappling hook and a sticker sheet. It's not the smallest I've seen, but as you can see, it's all either small details or like metallic stickers for sensors and for the eyes. So I would say this is totally fine in my book. And then finally, let's have a quick look at the manual. On the front, we of course get the Infinite Justice in all of its glory, along with all of its specs, and also a quick overview of the plethora of weapons that this thing comes with. Even though it is more of a specialized close-range machine, it is still packing plenty of ranged weapons as well. Then on the back side, we get a quick summary of what all of those weapons can do, and also a quick history of the Infinite Justice. And while I was looking at the weapons, like especially the beam boomerang, I kind of realized that he only comes with the standard hands, and especially for a close combat machine like the Infinite Justice, I think it would have been cool if we'd gotten some close fists or like some open palm hands. With those, you could have simulated him throwing the beam boomerang or like other kinds of things like that. But whatever the case might be, I'm now gonna go ahead and build this thing. And if you too want to build your own Infinite Justice, links down below. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow with a review of this thing.